Hi, I'm Penguin Horror 2, aka Taylor, and today I'm going to be talking about Marvel vs. DC. Now, this feud has been going on for many years, a long time. And it's not only been a feud between the companies, but also the fans. And going back to the companies, they actually made years ago, I found this out not too long ago, about maybe like last year, I think it was. I don't remember exactly when I found this out. But Marvel and DC actually came together and made a comic called Marvel versus DC, and they had like their heroes fighting. Like Marvel had their heroes fighting against DC's heroes to see who would come out victorious. And I never got a chance to read it because I haven't found it yet. I've looked everywhere for it and I can't find it, but I've heard about it. And so today I'm going to be talking about just Marvel versus DC. And WatchMojo.com, on their YouTube channel, they did a video a few years back about this, and I decided to take the topics and rounds that they did and write them down. And I'm going to be talking about them today. I apologize for that. My internet was messing up for a second, but I got it fixed. Starting off with heroes. So there have been several. There are like a lot of heroes, and DC has a lot of heroes. They've got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, who I really like. Flash, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, uh, Green Lantern, Hawkman, Supergirl, Superboy. Just a lot of great heroes come out of DC. Uh, and Marvel has a lot too. They've got Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, uh, Thor, which my niece really likes. That's my niece's favorite comic book character. And Spider Man, just a lot of great heroes. However, I have to give the point to DC because of Aquaman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. If you put those three up against any Marvel character, they're going to lose. Marvel's going to lose. And and also because DC's heroes are more, how do I say it? DC has some like uh mutants. They have like some mutants, but not as many as Marvel does. And also, like, how do I put it? Like DC's characters are more like complex, and and like just they're better. It's not they put a lot of time and effort into creating these characters that are so complex. Number two, villains. DC has a lot of villains. What great example. Look at Superman's villains. Superman has uh, Mr. Mr. Mixaplick. I recently just found out how to learn how to pronounce his name, but it's Mr. Mixaplick. That Mr. Mixaplick, Doomsday, Darkseid, Steppenwolf, General Zod, Bizarro. I'm forgetting one, and my mind is going blank. Uh, uh, oh, what is the other one? My mind is just gone blank. Uh, I said General Zod. Uh, I can't think of any other ones. And then he's also got Lex Luthor, which is his most famous villain, and he's just got a lot of great villains. And then Batman, of course, has Bane, Joker, Harley Quinn, uh, Penguin, the Riddler. A lot of great villains come out of Batman, and he has like the more well-known villains. Like his villains are more well-known than Superman. Like when people think of like a Superman villain, the first person that comes to mind is Lex Luthor. But when people say Batman villains, they're like, oh, you got the Joker, you've got Harley Quinn, you've got Bane. Yeah, they can name more than one. Unless you're a Superman fan, you can't name more than one on Superman. Now, Marvel has like I know they have Magneto and they have Doctor Octopus. And they've got a few other ones here and there, but not as many as DC. So I have to give the point to DC because DC has more well-known and complex villains than Marvel does. Marvel doesn't have very many villains, which is kind of weird because you're a superhero. You're supposed to be fighting the villains. Like, where are your villains? Sidekicks. Next one is sidekicks. DC has a lot of sidekicks. I know Wonder Woman has Wonder Girl. Uh, more. Batman has. I can't remember his name. He has two, and one of them. Well, he has three. He has Robin. One dude I can't remember his name, and then Alfred. I know that, but I can't think of the other guy's name because I'm not a Batman fan, so I don't know the other guy's name. Post in the comments below what the other side Batman's other sidekick is, and then Superman has Jimmy Olsen, which I don't consider Jimmy Olsen a sidekick for Batman. I mean for Superman because Superman doesn't really need a sidekick, and Jimmy Olsen is just there. Jimmy Olsen is just there. Jimmy Olsen is just Clark Kent's best friend. And yeah, if anything, Superman doesn't have a sidekick. Now, Marvel doesn't have really any sidekicks. You can argue that Spider-Man's aunt is a sort of like a sidekick, but not really. They don't really have any sidekicks. So point goes to DC because Marvel doesn't have that many. Doesn't have that many sidekicks. Now team ups. DC has a lot of team ups. They've got uh, Teen Titans, they've got Young Justice, they've got Justice League, and then Justice League of America, and that's about it. They don't really have that many. They don't have as many as Marvel does. Marvel has Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four. I said Avengers. They have one that's on TV now called The Gifted, which I don't know if that's a one or not, but basically what I'm trying to get at is Marvel has the more well known and uh, team up. So the point goes to Marvel because they have more diverse teams. Like DC has like Young Justice, Justice League of America, Justice League. Like what's up with the Justice? Get rid of the Justice. Like why can't be name it something else? In my opinion. Teams. DC has only one theme, really, and that's basically their theme is justice. That's what their theme is. It's just justice. Marvel has themes talking about sexism, drugs, all this other like stuff that goes on in today's society. So I have to give the point to Marvel because for them it's not all about justice. They focus on real world problems. Yeah. But by this list, DC is the winner. How with score 3-2, DC is the winner. However, it's your preference. You can like whichever one you want. So post in the comments below if you agree or disagree with my choices. And yeah, now on to Jax Blade, JAXBLADE, Blade, Jax Blade. Uh, Now on to what he said, and I added one at the end, so because he didn't add this one, and I felt like he should have added this one. I guess he forgot. I don't know, but shout out to him. And he talked about like live action movies, animated series, aka cartoons, video games, comics, and then I added TV shows. I added TV shows just for the fun of it. So starting off with live action movies, DC has had some DC's had some great live action movies, but they've also had some crappy live action movies. Like some of their like one of the very first live action movies they ever did was Superman the movie, and that movie was incredible. I love that movie. Then they came out with Superman 2, which is my favorite one out of the four with Christopher Reeve. Then three is my least favorite Superman movie of all time. I hate 3 so much. And then they came out with Superman 4 Quest for Peace. And then they also were coming out with the Batman movies, and they came out with Supergirl, which I never saw. And I haven't seen the Batman movies because I don't like Batman. And then they came out with Superman Returns, and then they came out with Man of Steel. Then they came out with the whole Dark Knight series. Then they came out with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which I liked. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I did. I got the saw it at the theaters for my birthday when it came out. Like it came out like 2 weeks birthday, and like I mean 2 weeks before my birthday. Actually, sorry, I apologize for that. 2 weeks before my birthday, and I went and saw it on my birthday with my dad. And my dad fell asleep during it because my dad can sleep anywhere. So it wasn't that the movie was bad that he fell asleep. It was just because he was tired and yeah. But I watched it. I liked it. I had a few issues with it, mostly with Lex Luthor. Person they picked for Lex Luthor. That was like the only thing that I didn't like was that. But overall, it was great. And then for Christmas that year, I got the Blu-ray version, the extended version of the movie, and the extended version was a lot better than the theatrical version. The extended version filled in gaps that were in the theatrical version, and it made more sense. And me and my best friend are probably the only two people that really liked that movie. We liked the movie. Not a lot of people liked it, but we liked it. Uh, but then they came out with Wonder Woman, which I haven't seen yet. I'm waiting to get it for Christmas because I wanted to go see it when it came out, but I didn't get a chance to go see it because I didn't have the money to go see it. So I'm hoping I can get it for Christmas because I really want to see it because I've heard so many great things about it. And then I want to go see Justice League. I want to see the Justice League movie. I want to see that because supposedly Superman is supposed to be in it, but that they haven't been showing him in the trailers, so I think they're trying to they're holding him back. And they had at Comic-Con this year, in San Diego Comic-Con, they showed off the Justice League trailer, the newest trailer at the time, and they showed Alfred talking to someone, but they didn't show who he was talking to, and he was like, you finally decide to show up when we need you the most, and everyone's convinced that it's Superman, because if you've seen Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and you actually stayed for the whole movie, you know that at the end when they bury Superman, dirt rises. The dirt rises, so that means he's still alive. He has to still be alive, and so they've got that. They've got quite a few great movies. They're coming out with Aquaman, which I'm excited for because I love Aquaman, and a bunch of other movies. They're doing a Wonder Woman 2. They're going to do a Justice League 2. They're coming out with another Man of Steel, but they haven't gotten like anybody to direct it yet or anyone like to do script writing for it. But they've got the idea. They're waiting to come out with one. They haven't set anything in motion yet, so I'm looking forward to that one. But DC has had some great movies and some bad ones. Like the Superman 3 was terrible. I can't tell you how terrible it was. You have to watch it. It's terrible. And they've had some bad movies and they've had some great movies. Marvel, on the other hand, Marvel has had some great. Like I've never seen a single Marvel movie because in the Marvel. But I know that Marvel must be doing something right because they're always constantly coming out with Marvel movies. And Marvel keeps on coming out with them. So even though I haven't seen any Marvel movies, I have to give the live action movies to Marvel because they just keep on coming out with them and they're more successful than DC's movies. And also it's because Marvel is working with Marvel is working with Disney, and Disney basically gives them a unlimited budget. They can do whatever they want, and because they're with Disney, DC is with Warner Brothers, and they've had Zack Snyder. A lot of people have been disappointed with him. I've been a little disappointed with him, especially with Man of Steel. Man of Steel isn't my favorite, but it's better than Superman 3. I think any Superman movie that comes out will be better than Superman 3. No offense to Christopher Reeve. I love him. Loved him as Superman, but Superman 3 was just a stretch. It shouldn't have been made. I like the original idea. That's just my opinion. Cartoons. Marvel has had some good cartoons come out. They had like the Amazing Spider-Man come out. They had X-Men come out. They've had like quite a few good cartoons come out, but nothing compares to DC. DC has been killing it in the cartoon animated series business for years. I don't know what they're doing, but they must be doing something right because they're so popular. You got Teen Titans Go. You've got Young Justice. You've got like the animated Superman series. You have the animated Batman series. Like just so many great cartoons have came out of DC. So I have to give it to DC for that. Video games. So Marvel has had some great video games like Marvel vs. Capcom has been. Everyone loves that game. I've never played it because, like I said, I'm not a Marvel fan, and I've just never had the game. And they've also had like the Spider-Man games, which are hugely successful. And not to say that DC hasn't had any great games. They've had the Arkham series, which is hugely successful. I've heard from a lot of people that it's a great game. Those are great games. And they've also had the Injustice Gods Among Us games, the 1 and 2. And so with that, I have to give it, I really contemplated this one. I thought like maybe Marvel should be ahead, but I have to give it to DC mostly because of the two I mentioned, the Arkham series and the Injustice. the two Injustice games, and those are incredible. I've seen gameplay footage of it, of those two games, and they're incredible. They're amazing. Makes me want to just buy a PlayStation, PS4, and get Injustice, both Injustice games, and play them. Next one is comics. This one is a tough one because Jack's Blade said it was a tie. They gave it a tie. They said it was a tie uh, because because they're both equally, because he thought they were both equally great. But I have to say that Marvel has had some great comics. Everyone knows Deadpool, and everyone loves, like, a lot of people love Deadpool. A lot of Marvel fans love Deadpool, and that's why Deadpool got a movie. Deadpool got his own movie because people loved Deadpool so much, and they wanted that movie so badly. But DC has also had some great comics. There has been two Superman comics that I will never read because I don't. No offense to the people that wrote them and did them, I just can't get into them, and that's the Russian Superman, which is the Red Sun. Can't get into that one, and I can't get into the new Superman with the DC Universe Rebirth, the new Superman where he's Chinese. I can't get into that one. I can't. No. Superman should not be Russian or Chinese. Superman is from Krypton. He's not from Earth. He grew up in America, but he's not from Krypton. I mean, not Krypton. He grew up in America, but he's not from America. He's not from Earth. He's from Krypton. Sorry, I'm getting, like, really mad about it. But, like, there are certain things that, like, I think DC is great, and I think Marvel has been great as well, but it's a tough one, but I have to give it to DC. As much as I don't like the new Superman, and I don't like the Red Sun Superman, I have to give it to DC because DC is more darker. Like, their stories are more darker, and also they're what do you call it? Their comic book covers are incredible, and they're just amazing. DC is just amazing with their comic books, and they talk. It's hard to explain, but they deal with death in a way that's more realistic. And Marvel is more like, let's make a comic, let's make it humorous, let's make their death humorous. There's nothing funny about death. So I have to give it to DC for that one. Now, TV shows. Marvel has had a lot of TV shows. They've done they did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is no longer on the air. Like, well, it's still on the air. They're showing, like, reruns on TV, but they're no longer showing new episodes as far as I know of. They had Agent Carter, which didn't do jack squat. And they've had a lot of other TV shows. Yeah, they're killing it in the Netflix game, but DC, on the other hand, they've had Supergirl, which is now on the CW. It was on CBS, but they moved it to CW because CW was taking all the DC TV shows. They have that one. They have Flash. They have Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Not Green Lantern. Wait, no, they don't have Green Lantern. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They have Supergirl on CW now. It was on CBS. They moved it to CW. They have Flash, Arrow, tomorrow. Then they had, for 10 seasons, they had Smallville. Smallville was on for 10 seasons. Now sci-fi just got Krypton, which is basically, it's not Superman, but it is Superman. It's basically like what Krypton was like before Superman, life before Superman on Krypton. And I've been waiting to see it, but I don't have cable, so I'm having to wait to see it. But I really want to see it. I might get it if it comes out on DVD. I might get it. But I have to give the point to DC because they've had shows that have stayed on the air longer than Marvel has. Marvel's TV shows don't do jack squat. They don't stay on the air as long, and they don't. They haven't. They don't keep on making new episodes for these TV shows because they don't last very long. Their TV shows don't last as long as DC's does. DC knows what they're doing TV show wise. I wish that they would get their act together on the movies. Come on, your DC needs to get their crap together with the DCEU. Get your crap together with the DC Extended Universe. I don't care what you have to do. You were doing something right with Wonder Woman with having a female director. Get your act together and do the same for the new movies that are coming out. Don't make them crappy. I mean, I'll still go see them. Because I love DC, but that's just my opinion. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm going to be doing another stream and when I'm going to be uploading. I haven't decided what I'm going to do next week. I will let you know on Friday, but Friday I'm most likely going to be doing a sexy boyfriend girlfriend machine with is basically Smosh's idea. I'm using their idea, but I haven't decided yet. But I'll decide and I'll tell you on Friday. So look out for that. And post in the comments below who you like. Do you like Marvel more or do you like DC more? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Bye!